Hello, everyone. Welcome to Campner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because we're going to be talking about the Canucks versus Golden Knights post-game show. And there's a lot to talk about, not only about the game, but outside of the game. There's a lot of things that are happening in Canuckland. Now, I'm looking forward to dissecting this game a little bit. There's a lot of content coming your way from me and a lot of awesome other Canuck content creators. A lot of great stuff happening. I mean, even in an abysmal year, horrific, horrendous, and all the H words, you know. But tonight it was such a better game. It was such a better game. Now, if you think about the game against the Vancouver Canucks and the LA Kings, it was terrible. We lost 4-0. Then we go into Calgary, and it was not a good night. We got blown out by what was at the time the second worst team in the NHL, and everyone keeps coming into my comments saying, "You're wrong. They're actually the third worst." Okay, whatever. The point is they're terrible. The Flames are terrible. In fact, they're so terrible that tonight they played Colorado and they were losing 5-0 after the first period. 5-0. They end up losing, 9-2 or something crazy like that. And by the way, we go play Colorado next, so let's not toot our own horn that much, because in all honesty, it might not be any better. It might not be any better. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at this and you're just sitting there watching this team, watching this game, and it's just like, wow, this has not been our year. But tonight was such a better game. Like, this is kind of what I've been talking about. I don't mind losing, especially when we're in a rebuild, okay, when we switch gears. But to lose 4-2, in fact, it was an empty netter, so it was 3-2 basically, and we had to pull our goaltender. Such a more respectable game, right? And people have been coming into my comments, and a lot of people have been kind and nice and saying, I agree. It has been bad, or it looks awful, or this team doesn't even look like they should get relegated into another league. And, a lot of people are saying the same things that I'm doing in my comments and saying, I agree with you, RevTrev. But there's a couple people that come in and they're like, you're being too negative. It's like, what? You need to be more positive. What? Guys, we're dead last. We're dead last. This is not like A for effort, guys. Like, I get it. We're supposed to we need to come last, and there will not be a competition for last place. Guys, we're so far behind everyone else. There's no way. We are clear front runners. There is no doubt. We could go on a winning streak and still come last. That's how bad we are, okay? There's only, 10 games remaining, and that's what we're talking about here. Is like, we're at the end, and I'm just being honest about the truth about what's going on with this team, and people can't handle it. It is shocking, and I want to make it very clear what I'm doing here, okay? So people are like, you're not a very good fan. Why? Because I said that the Canucks are last place, that this is arguably the worst Canucks team in our franchise history. Those are just factual statements. I don't understand how people can't handle this. I don't understand. And I get it. It sucks to lose. But guess what? It sucks even more when you're not even competitive. But tonight, they were competitive. It was awesome. And I'll tell you what I promised. This is what I promised. This is my mantra. This is my statement. And you might not like it. And that's fine. You don't have to watch my content if you don't like it. Okay. But if you like Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest, hit the like and subscribe. If you don't, if you're only looking for someone to be completely positive, always see it a glass half full kind of guy, I'm super optimistic. When there's credit to be given, I give credit. When they're struggling, I talk about the struggle. So that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But we live in a culture that is cancel culture. That is, if we don't agree on everything, we can't be friends. That's just bullcrap. Okay. In all honesty, I know I'm getting a little, but I'm just being honest. It's just bull. It's bull. We can agree to disagree. You can fan any way you want. You can fan them any way you want. I can fan any way I want. But I'll tell you, this is what I've been promising since I started this channel: passionate, realistic, and honest. I hit all three of those things all the time. So when we lose 4-2, it's a better game to watch. It's a better product. It's more entertaining. People want to watch that kind of stuff. When it's 4-0, when it's 5-1, when it's 6-1, nobody wants to watch that. In fact, there's so many people saying I'm no longer watching and that kind of thing. So we understand that. But the rebuild is continuing. The tank is continuing. That is the good news. There's one goal now. We don't have any goal of it doesn't matter if you win another game. It doesn't matter. As long as you come last, all we want is one goal, and we'd love to win the draft lottery. Now, we might not even do that. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Because the worst you can get when you're dead last is third pick. We need top picks to turn this team around. I'm all in. I just and people say, well, you can't control how a rebuild looks, RevTrev. I get it. But when people aren't renewing their season tickets, when people are saying they're never going to watch it again, maybe we should consider that. And some people are I want to see some of the young players play more. It's dude, half of our team is young. That's why we're in the state that we're in. We're playing guys who are supposed to be playing the AHL are playing in the NHL for us now. So there's no doubt in my mind that we're coming last place. There is no doubt. But let's talk about this game. I had a little bit of a rant there. I shouldn't say rant. That's more of a explanation of why I do what I do. And but the big question I want to ask you is, were you happy with the Canucks effort tonight? My answer is yes, very happy with it. No, I shouldn't say very happy. I was happy because what we've been seeing the last number of games, not happy with that. Not acceptable. These are professional players trying their best, and we're not playing. LA is not even in a playoff spot right now. We're getting smoked by them. Calgary's not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Got killed by them. But then Vegas is a team that's going to be making the playoffs, and we're going to play them. I don't know what's going to happen against Colorado next, against Minnesota next, who are actual contenders. I do not think it's going to be pretty. Just saying. So I'm happy with the effort tonight in the 4-2 loss. But how do you feel? Post it in the comments. I'm going to definitely talk about what you guys and girls think. Okay, let's talk about Evander Kane. Plays his 1000th game, NHL game, and scores. And you know what? That's a cool night. People, family members flew down to be able to watch his 1000th game in the NHL. Congrats, Evander. That is a huge accomplishment. And there's a lot of good players in the NHL that don't get to 1,000 games. So congrats. And I really liked this shirt that they're making. I love the design and everything, Evander. And then the 1K with Kane, that looked really cool. But look at, so with the Atlanta Thrashers, if that's the right symbol, is that right? No, is that the Thrashers? I'm pretty sure it is. Did he start with the Thrashers? That'd be wild if he did. Or is that the Capitals? I don't even know. Where did he start? Where did he get drafted? 139 games. I just need to know that. My apologies, everyone. That just looks like a Thrashers one to me. Are we talking about that? There's no way. Maybe. That was a long time ago. There's no way it's the Thrashers. Okay. Evander Kane. And he started his career with the Atlanta Thrashers. Wow. 2009, 2010 season. He was a rookie, played 139 games with the Atlanta Thrashers, then went to Winnipeg to play 222 games there, played 196 games with the Buffalo Sabres. Then, what's the next one there? It's hard to see. The San Jose Sharks, 212. Then he had 161 games played with the Edmonton Oilers, and now he's at 70 games total with the Vancouver Canucks, which equals a grand total of 1,000. Congrats. Absolutely, man. Congrats on your 1,000th NHL game. That is pretty cool. Not only that, scoring a goal on that was a great goal. That was a great goal. We've said a lot of negative things about Evander Kane and his time in Vancouver here, but tonight was a good night for him. I thought he played hard, played physical. They were trying to rough it up with him, and he ends up scoring. Good, congrats, man. This is a great night for you. It's not easy to play in the NHL, and then it's hard to make it. And then not only that, you just played 1,000 games. That's pretty cool. Now, the big talk about this game was coaching changes in Vegas. Like Tortorella now walking in with, how many couple weeks before this playoff start? Insane. Cassidy is fired. Tortorella is in. Tortorella gets his first win as a Vegas Golden Knight. Is he the answer to the Vegas problems there? Because this team is talented and they've been struggling. And so maybe, and why did they go Tortorella? Like, he's won a Stanley Cup. I believe he's won with Team USA, or has been. Oh, no, he's in the finals with Team USA for the Golden Goal. Crosby. Tortorella was the coach for the USA team. You start thinking about this guy, and he's got a long list. I mean, a long list of coaching in the NHL. Now, he's a tough guy, real hard-nosed coach, wants the game played the right way, finds himself going to Vegas of all places. And so they're like, you know what? We need better coaching. Now, the question is Vancouver next? I know a lot of fans, and I've made the video regarding it, asking about should we keep Fire or keep Adam Foote? And so just show it to you here. That was the video I made. And there was a lot of differencing opinions. Most people want Foote fired. Some people want him to be kept so he can still be the tank commander. I know it's easy for us to say fire this guy, fire that guy. That's a whole thing. But there was new rumor today that maybe Foote and Alvin don't make it to next season. There's a lot of stuff being talked about right now. It's been really interesting watching this thing unfold before our eyes. Like, you were like, geez, so is Vancouver next? Is Foote going to make it to the end of the season? I would say yes. I would not be surprised at this stage if we bring Foote back next year. Now, most people think that would be an epic fail, but man, Vegas just pulled the plug. Trey Living for the Toronto Maple Leafs just got fired. So now there's conversation about Alvin getting let go, that Rutherford going to stay. That's another conversation for another day. There is so much stuff going on. Okay. So Tortorella gets his first win. Now let's dive in to the game itself. I know that's why you're here. I think that's why you're here, to talk about this game. So All 3 stars are the Vegas Golden Knights. We've already talked about Kane scoring. If you look at the game stats, Vegas outshoots us 34-24. We actually had 2 more face-off wins, which is quite surprising. We were perfect on the power play, 1 for 1. They were 0 for 2. They out-hit us by 8. We had so many more block shots, 11 more block shots. They had 4 more giveaways, and they also had 2 more takeaways. And in the season series, they are up 2-0, and we play them again April 7th. So Vander Kane opens the scoring with a pass from DeBrusk. Now let's just watch this one really quickly. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Where are we going here? Okay, here we are. DeBrusk over to Kane, and Kane with a beautiful backhanded goal. Absolutely loved it. Now, the problem is Rasmus Andersson, former Calgary Flame, Thomas Hertl, former San Jose Shark, from Noah Hannafin, former Flame, former Carolina Hurricane. You know, all these guys, they're stacking up trying to make a run, and then we take the lead, which is just crazy to think about. On the power play of all things, our power play is so bad. So Pettersson over to Hronek, Hronek back to Pettersson, Pettersson back to Hronek, Hronek shoots it, and Besser tips in the shot. And that's all she wrote for the Canucks. And then the Vegas Golden Knights score 3 straight to make it 4-2. Theodore, Riley Smith, and Cole Smith all score. So that's the tail of the tape, everyone. Now, much more entertaining game. The Golden Knights rally, defeat the Canucks in Tortorella's coaching debut. So Theodore and Smith score a minute 17 apart late in the second period for Vegas, which has gains in the Pacific Division. Okay, now when we're talking about this, there's one thing that happened in this game that I really am thankful for. Who was it? Lazar? Who was it that he was upset with Carlson and was going after Carlson, and Teddy Bluger comes to the rescue, drops the gloves, ends up fighting him, protecting our young guys. I like it. Teddy, good job. This is another reason why I love you, and I'm glad to have you on the team. You play hard. You got veteran presence. You've got Stanley Cup pedigree. You're excellent on the face-off. You're even better on the penalty kill. And you do this where you step up and you throw a couple punches to just calm everyone down. So it is what it is. Love it. Love seeing that. We gotta have some people that are protecting our young guys, right? So. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Okay, I want to dive into your comments. Definitely here. I'm going to get into them in just a second. And I'll just put this down and we'll get into them. Glad you're here. Hit the promo and then we'll get into your comments. Stuart's the first one here. Stuart, saw that we lost 4-2, and good to have you here, Stuart. Jeevan's in the building. Good to see you. Welcome, man. Marcus is here. Eve, good evening. In typical Canucks fashion, look good in the first period, second period, okay, and then third just fall apart. No stamina. Didn't they just fall apart in the second period? I don't think they waited to the third period. It was already 3-2. They allowed 2 goals in the second period. We went up 2-1, and then they scored 2 to go up 3-2, and then just didn't put the gas off. So yeah, no stamina. Sure, it's hard. Martin is here. Everything is well with me. Hope you're doing well. I don't even watch the games anymore. I just can't. I'm going to make a video on that. Appreciate you coming in and telling me this. But yeah. But thanks for coming in and watching my stuff. That's really great. Dreamer says, was a good game until that tying 2-2 goal. That's right. Why do you batch and whim? Darren says, what does that mean? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, busy watching the best show on YouTube. You know, the stuff over there. Best show on YouTube right now. Hughes was carrying the team. Darren, why do you whine about this every get over it? You're a fair weather fan and you're some hypocritical. It's not even funny. Stay in one lane. Okay, Darren. I think you're talking about me. That's totally fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, I'm really upset at the way the Canucks lose games. I don't think we're competitive enough. I'm okay with the rebuild, but I like games like this where they're competitive, they're entertaining at least. A loss is a loss, and it is what it is. So I'm allowed to have that. Losing 4-2 is a Canucks shutout this year. There you go, Martin. Right now, we are guaranteed second last, and either one loss by us or Chicago win guarantees us last overall. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get, in my opinion, I'd be shocked if we end up getting second to last. But yeah, I think we have almost got it locked up. But you're right. Either one loss by us or Chicago guarantees us last overall. There you go. So we're right there. That's why I watch your videos. You live in reality. A fair weather fan is one that accepts a particular participation trophy. Yeah, I don't think that's acceptable, but that's okay. You're right. It's not okay just to participate. I think that these guys are making millions of dollars, and I know there's always a team that stinks every year. I get it, but it's not okay. No fan base that's missing the playoffs and that's the bottom of the league should be happy with how their season went. So that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, I was happy with Kane's effort tonight too. I thought he looked good. That's what is the problem with a lot of fans in Vancouver. They can't accept reality. The Canucks suck. Participation in the NHL is not a win. Having a soft team is not a win. We need a brutal team. It's fair. Unplugged says, Darren, just because he doesn't cheer on the Canucks the same way you do doesn't mean Kemp or anyone else is any less of a fan. I agree. Fan whatever way you want. Darren, you're welcome to fan whatever you want. I'm not asking you to fan like I fan. Fandom is interesting, isn't it? They can't fire Foot. Owner wouldn't allow it. More like likely Alvin. That's possible. I think if Alvin goes, then Coach Foot goes too. But Navori says Canucks didn't do too bad, and I'm happy for Kane for scoring in his 1,000th game, NHL game, becoming the second Canuck to do that. First being Marcus Naslund. There you go. That's positive. Jarrett says, how do we fire Aquilini? You can't. He's the owner. He's got to sell. I know you're being facetious, and yeah, but a lot of people ask me that. If I was him, I wouldn't sell either. Besser tied with my first favorite Canucks, Big Bert. That's cool. Yeah, that's a cool thing that happened tonight. Martin says, when I say brutal team, I mean a team of warriors just hacking, whacking, dirty, underhanded, back-talking, full of attitude and heart players. I don't know if I don't like the dirty stuff. Honestly, I don't like the dirty stuff. But I do like them being physical, being hard to play against. I like that idea a lot. Verhoff or Chase Reed? Unplugged, I have been saying that I think that Chase Reed is the better defenseman at this stage. But I do like Verhoff's size and his skill set. I think he has a lot of potential. They're both right-handed shot defensemen. I think you both do well. And I think a lot of Canuck fans won't want to pick Reed over Verhoff because American versus Canadian. Again, the nationality conversation coming to play. First, it was Canadians versus Swedes. Now it's Canadians versus Americans. And we've had a couple Americans leave our team aka Quinn Hughes. Garland got traded as well. You've had some of those things, so it's left a bad taste in people's mouths. But if you are asking me which defenseman should be drafted number one, or the first defenseman off the board, not number one, the first defenseman off the board, I think it's probably Chase Reed. He might have a bigger ceiling and a better NHL career, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's Verhoff. I think either one is going to have a good career. So I don't pick him because he's Canadian. But Perfetti says Verhoff. Stuart says, how do you spell fire the coach? Just like that. Fired the coach right there. Perfetti, in my opinion, skating can be taught. Size and most importantly, strength cannot be taught. Farm boys are strong as Kent Clark. Well, if you like farm boys, then it's Carson Carls from the Prince George Cougars could be in that conversation too, because he's a farm boy. I think he's going to be great. Connor, good to see you. Simple. We take him to Columbus Arena, tie him up. I'm not really into that, guys. I don't want any harm to happen to Mr. Aquilini, but yes, I understand why you're frustrated. I get it. Brutal like JT. Yeah, I miss JT Miller. And now he's not having a good team, but I like how he plays. Like the way he played in Vancouver, loved it. Absolutely loved it. So he was a warrior. Like you said, he was. Absolutely. Russell, good to see you. Nothing is perfect. RevTrev, we're only one loss away from locking up last place. There you go. There's the positive right there. That's the positive. People are coming to my comments and say, hey, you're not being positive. Right here. Russ and I talking about the same thing. We're only one loss away from locking up last place. And that's all we need to do. And then after that, let's just win all the rest of the games. Let's do that. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. So if we had the whole team of JT Millers, we would be in the playoffs. Well, a couple years ago, JT Miller, yes. This year, he's been awful. So I don't know. Thoughts on Trevor Beggs' situation? I actually talked about it at length at last video. I won't get into much of it here. I do think it's really unfortunate. In my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong about this opinion, but I believe that I heard that Patrick Johnston from the province also wrote an article about the Aquilini accusations. Trevor Beggs from Daily Hive, and he's also the co-host on Locked On Canucks, wrote an article on that in the Daily Hive, and Trevor was escorted from the building. I think I understand that that is their right. They're welcome to do that. And I just read something. Actually, I should bring this up right now because I think this does go to it. People are like, we need to get his job back. And I'm like, I think it's over. Like, he's not getting reinstated. So if you look at this right here, let me just bring this down. So this is what I read. I don't even know where this is from, but so it says clearly in a statement emailed to the Globe and Mail on Monday afternoon by Victoria Ulrich, the director of communications for the Canucks Sports and Entertainment. The team said the article contains statements that are inaccurate, misleading, and cause reputational and commercial harm. The strategic use of language and framing of the article are sensational and take flippant liberties, particularly with the inclusion of the Vancouver Canucks in the headline and in the photograph. It is unquestionably defamatory to accuse an individual by implication or insinuation of committing a criminal act. So it says, and quote, "We view this matter as a marked departure from journalistic principles of fairness, honesty, objectivity, and integrity, and we remain committed to supporting accurate and responsible coverage." So Daily Hive editors did not return emailed requests for comment on the incident or the Canucks statement. The Canucks added that its media access policy aims to ensure a professional working environment and the delivery of accurate, truthful, and timely information. Credentials are revoked if these standards are not met, and the credential reference will not be reinstated. There there was no negotiation or a condition to have the article retracted in order to keep the credential. That is the update. That is the update. Now, I feel for Trevor Beggs, who's just trying to do his job. The Canucks felt like he went on a wrong, gave wrong information, and they didn't like that. And they have every right to not have him there. Do I agree with it? Probably not, but it's not up to me. It's not up to me. So it does seem a little unfair, to be honest, that others had wrote a very similar article and they didn't get any trouble. But it feels like they kind of targeted the smaller influence there. So yeah, sucks. I feel for Trev. And I really feel for him because at the end of the day, he was just getting his footing in there. I enjoyed him being there, asking guys to, questions, like players' questions and all that stuff. It sucks that he's been revoked his media pass and all that stuff. So, it's ugly. And it's just another black stain that the Canucks removed him there. But they're setting a precedent saying we're not putting up with that. So, I don't know. Do I need to say any more? I don't think I do. Dell says, you seem to be in a better mood. Is it time for your big reveal? For sure. So, Dell, you won our little wager, our free wager, fair and square. Ovechkin scored more goals than Gretzky did before his career ended. So I gave you that Grogu from The Mandalorian. That was my payment for you. I met you in Nanaimo. We made the exchange. No, I not exchange. I gave that to you. And then you, out of the goodness of your heart, had bought me some A&W root beers as a consolation prize. And I thought that was really kind. You didn't need to do that. So I've been wondering what I should do. Now, I have something to reveal. Okay. I've replaced Grogu with potentially an even better Grogu. Now, look at this thing. Now, this thing looks a little more realistic and speaks and moves. You ready? So, this guy does incredible things. Let's see if he can do it. And he keeps going, and it's pretty cool. So he also uses the Force, and I don't know if I can get him to do that or not. Okay, let's see. No. Eventually, he does things like that, right, Grogu? So it's pretty cool. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Just saying. If I can get him to do the Force, that would be awesome. I didn't know how to do it. Do we go backwards or something? No. There we go. He's using the Force. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Kat, what do you guys think? Post in the comments. Think this thing's better than the last one? Right? Maybe he'll have a conversation with us, right? Yeah, I know. I think that he's better than the last Grogu we had too. But Dell's taking care of him. It's fine. Yeah, I know. So this is what it's like, okay? So Prickfetti says justice for Beggsy. Yeah, I think it is what it is, and I'm really sad about that. I know. It's frustrating. Connor says, I think you read way too much into that. I was being sarcastic. Oh, my apologies. I did think that. Yes, I just want to be careful what I say. Right? Yeah, we can't. So sorry. Nothing's perfect. Lock up last, and then beat Hughes and the Wild on Thursday. I like the way you're thinking. I was using fired in a figurative manner. Yeah, you like that joke too, right? So Josh is here. It sucks for coaches. They get the tools that the owners and management give them, It should fall on the owners and management, not the coaches. Yeah. Grogu agrees. He agrees. So I also doubt that Aquilini Mafia will give Betsy his credentials back, even though he deserves them. Yeah. Ooh, he's trying to give him the force, trying to give his credentials back. Good for you, Grogu. Good for you. Okay. I think he deserves them back too, but that's not up to me. I know that Russ has been doing these hashtags, and good for you, Russ. Yeah, this Grogu is so awesome, right? Justice for Juicy. There you go. Dill. The real Grogu cannot be replaced. Move this imposter. Yeah, well, hey, he's gone. So since you've been gone, you've been replaced. So just saying. Just saying. Soon this Grogu will take over the show, right? What do you think? I know. That's pretty fun, don't you think? Pretty cool. From Costco? Nope, Mark. This is not from Costco. In fact, the one that Dell had, the one that Dell has for here in his thing, that one I bought from Costco. This one I found at Value Village for a whopping $6. I found this, and he's been happy to come home. And here's the thing. My wife's like, there's no way you're buying that. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm buying this. Who wouldn't want this? Exactly. Yeah. Oh, use the force of my wife and change your mind. Or so, you know, what did they say? What did they say? You will let us pass or whatever. It's like, you will let us buy Grogu. And he used the force, and next thing you know, I got him. So it was fun. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I've never seen one that's robotic like this before. It's really cool, and it does a lot. So pretty fun. Cuter than Dobby. Can we feed Grogu on air? Like I don't think you can. Dobby is the dog, right? Nothing is cuter. My baby will be, though. Okay, cool. I'm seeing a modern day Gizmo. That I thought that too, but then I was thinking that they kind of ripped off the Gizmos for sure. This is baby Grogu. That's right. Very cool find. Thank you. I'll let my wife know. Just in case, keep that away from water. Yeah, exactly. I see another power outage coming. Sorry, folks. Maybe it was so cheap because it's haunted. I doubt that. Yeah, it's pretty cute. It's cool. Whatever you want to say. So yeah. So this is it. Okay, Grogu. What should we do? Should we call it a night, or do you want to stick around? Cat got your tongue. All right, we're gonna call it a night. So for that. So that was the one. I didn't want to bring it out last game because I was a little too frustrated about how the team was looking. Some fierce conversation. Loved my hat. Yeah, thank you. I got it at the Canucks Stadium. It's got this cool one here. Did I get this at the Canucks Stadium? No, maybe I got this one at Lids. No, I think I got it at the Canucks Stadium because if you look at it, there's nothing on the back. It's a new era. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Think it's pretty good. And the white jersey, yeah, it's just classic. Just a classic plain Jane. No one on the numbers on the back. Don't have to worry about anyone getting traded, underproducing. So good combo, right? Nothing is perfect. It's like doing the Star Trek moment there. Good night, Perkvetti. Glad that you were here. Good night. It's good having you here. And then Marcus, we need to put some Canucks gear on Grogu. Yeah, right. I need to find something there. Sharks won tonight. By the way, let's talk about around the league for a second. Around the league, okay? SGA brings up. Not only did the Sharks win 5-4 in incredible fashion, they also saw Celebrini go from, he needed 2 points to get to 100 as a teenager. Not only does he get to 100, he gets to 101. And the Sharks win. What a season. What a player. Never saw him going to have that great of a year. So that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Long live and prosper, Grogu. Yeah, Trey Living was fired. That doesn't surprise me in Toronto. I thought he did a terrible job. That's what I thought. And yeah, Adam Gaudette, former Canucks, scored the goal game winner tonight. So that was pretty cool. Also, Calgary gets smoked, like I said, 9-2. The Islanders are trying to fight for that playoff spot. They get worked by, was it Pittsburgh, like 8-3 or something like that? It was a bad night for some teams that were trying to make it. So, yeah, anyways, it's been fun hanging out with all of you. It's way more positive. There's a lot of negative talk about this team. Absolutely, it is really bad. But I'm not anticipating it's going to go well for the Colorado Avalanche. Against the Colorado Avalanche. I think we're going to get, I think we should buckle up. It's going to be, maybe we're going to have a worse night than Calgary did. So that's pretty bad. So, yeah, Pittsburgh had Shelovs in that. Shocking, right? And yeah. But let's call it a night. Thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate you. We're still believing in this team. We're believing in the rebuild. We're embracing the rebuild. We can't wait to get dead last. We want to win the draft lottery. That's all I want to win now. But I would love to win a couple more games before the season ends. That would be awesome. Win on a positive. Win on building some momentum. That would be great. Is that too much to ask? Probably. But the Vancouver Canucks lose tonight 4-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights in Vegas. Next game is in a couple days versus the Colorado Avalanche, and then they play the Minnesota Wild. I think in a back-to-back, if I remember clearly. So stay tuned. I got tons of Canucks content coming up, and hope you have a fantastic night. Go Canucks, go.